you a realtor and still camera shy in 2026? Well, this video is going to be for you. I am interviewing Angie Foster. She's in Austin, Texas, an amazing realtor in there, and just going to explain her story of how she got into real estate and then as well got into social media today. She's an IG coach, and then just how to be authentic and just bringing and creating your brand, which I feel like it's something that a lot of us want, but we just overthink in how to show up in that camera. So she is, going to be breaking down what she's doing, sharing her experience, and you're going to be able to take away, how to just use these simple things to create content that is going to attract your right client for your business. So stick around and let's go through this interview. And before you forget, go to topagentwolfpack.com and just look through the amazing testimonies that we have of agents part of our group. Book a call with me. I would love to see how I can help you grow your real estate business. Do not stay stuck in 2026. Let's make this the best year yet. And for now, let's jump into this interview. Hey everyone, as I gave this amazing introduction, now you get to hear from the one and only Angie Foster. Hi Angie, I am so happy to have you here. How are you?
I am excellent. Thank you so much for having me. When I got your text message, I was like, me? Okay.
Of course, of course. You are
Thank
a bride
you.
of sunshine. And not only that, but you bring that to everything you do in your work, your energy. So, people need to see more of that. So thank you for saying yes. And, we all have something that we can, share of what we're doing that can apply to someone else watching it. So I definitely appreciate your time and you're golden. You're doing things that I know sometimes we feel like we're not doing enough or much or some, but you're doing so much and I feel like credit is due. So you're here and let's talk about it.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. No, it's just the learning, right? Every day you're learning something good. But the best part is our group. Our group is what keep me personally, and I know everybody keep me going. Is the energy. So absolutely, take it away. Ask
Yeah,
me
I agree. I
away.
agree. Well, let's start from the beginning. I would love for you to share a little bit about your story. What were you doing before real estate? Why real estate? And, where are you at now?
Oh my goodness. Well, to start, I'm originally from Jalisco, Mexico. I became a mom really early. I was 18 years old with Gigi. Gigi's a special needs. And because of her, because I needed help, we migrated to United States in back in 2002. And from there, I was passionate about learning English. I was passionate because I went to the movies. My ex sister-in-law invited us to the movies, and the movie was in English. And I couldn't understand nothing. And I got frustrated and I said, I want to learn English. So I stopped listening to English, Spanish music, TV, everything. I enrolled myself in ESL, English as a second language. And I was going to my daughter's school to learn just 1 hour here, 2 hours there, and then I'll take VHS tapes, big. And I remember, and that's how I started. So long story short, that's the reason why I migrated to the United States. I got divorced in 2019. I remarried with a wonderful husband, a wonderful man, and we decided to leave California and we moved to Texas. That's 5 years ago. And we love it here. Okay, so we arrived, we had no friends, no family other than my husband's son, my stepson. And I start seeing a lot of grow, like, wow, just new homes here, new homes and new homes, and you keep driving and new homes and new homes. Like, what is going on? This was right after COVID. I miss that. I miss that because everybody during COVID times did so well, right? Because there were so many people moving into Texas, and many other states, but Texas mainly. So realtors back then they were really busy. I had no clue. That was after. So this I'm talking about 2021 is when I got my license. And I'm like, I want to help people that is relocating from out of state, just like
Mhm.
me. And that's how I got my license. That's what made me think about real estate. That and the other fact was that when I moved here, I had no friends or family, so I had to care for Gigi on my own. Gigi's special needs. She's an adult now. She's 31 years old, and so it's a lot of work. You know, Gigi needs an army. I always say an army of caregivers. So when you take care of of that person only, it's very very tiring. So I really wanted to go out. I really wanted to leave the house and have my own thing to do. So that's what I'm like. I just talked to my husband. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get my license. I need to get my license. I need to have a job. I need to get out. I need to talk to people. I need to just be myself other than just Gigi's mom. And that's how Angie Foster Realtor was born.
Wow. That's amazing. And I mean, like, and I know you still had to, juggle, like, being a mom and a mom, from a daughter that has even additional needs that, than a typical kid and, all your time and everything. And I know a lot of us sometimes get into real estate for the free time or that we say that eventually the lifestyle could come, but in the beginning you have to put all the hours possible, right? You're trying to get the clients, you're trying to close a deal. But from me here, watching you from afar, and I know a lot of work goes behind the scene. And sometimes people think we're just closing deals, but there's a lot of things that goes behind that. So how was just kind of like the beginning for you? Where did you already had a vision like, oh, I want to work with buyers, I want to work with sellers, or you're just kind of like, you know, whoever needs, and I want to help you because as I said, like you have such a high energy, and I was seeing like, you're working with buyers, you're working with sellers. Like, did you had some thoughts of how you wanted to run your business in the beginning?
Great question. So when I moved to my beautiful home, it was a really nice neighborhood by the lake. Um, but I was just starting my journey, so there was a lot of things in my mind, Amanda, that were not good. You know,
Hmm.
my mindset was not good. I didn't have any training. You know, I just started. So what happened that you are limited. So in my mind, I thought I just can help buyers. I can't help
Hmm.
sellers, right? Why? Because I was thinking they're not going to hire me. They don't want a Mexican girl. They don't want somebody that doesn't speak fluent English. It was just my mind. So I just did social media to search for buyers. And that's another thing. That's like I was just thinking, okay, I'm here, but nobody knows me. What am I gonna do? So I'm like, how am I going to take, my brand out there? And it's when I found Mike Sherrar. I found Mike Sherrar online, and he was talking about your social media, and I said, ah, this is it. This is how I'm gonna do it, right? I'm going to just start showing up online, and I started just creating content to attract buyers. And I did a lot of mistakes. You know, I was trying to follow trends, follow other realtors. I was just copying other realtors. And I started going. Now, I I was 1 year and a half with Keller Williams. During that time, those were my first years. I did probably I closed like 4 transactions from friends that came from California. Okay. It was not like, oh, I created those leads, right? Out
Mhm.
of my social media. During those times, I was not even starting. During that time is when I found Mike Shadar. I bought his course. I was not even an EXP. And then I realized, oh my God, he's with EXP. Oh my gosh, I can switch. You know what? I'm gonna go all in social media. So I left Keller Williams and I joined EXP. And I went all the way in with social media. And I started showing up and I started learning, and be conscious of my mistakes. And guess what? All of a sudden, I started getting listings. People was watching me. Like when you show up consistently, people is watching you, and it was so amazing that people from my neighborhood was now reaching out because they would say, Angie, I see you in Facebook, you are very consistent, and I see you that you make a video, and me and Cheryl are thinking of selling, da, da, da. We would like you to come and see our home. That
Wow.
was music for my ears. It was, and then I realized, Amanda, like it's our monkey mind that is really puts us behind. And I started in one listing and another listing, $1 million listings. So I'm like, oh my God, you have to just really be around people that brings you up, in changing your mindset and energy in order to succeed. Because that's exactly what happened to me. And yeah, all of a sudden I'm, listing my biggest listing was 3 point we were about to list for 3.2 and we end that listing for 3.8 millions. I know me, and within 2 years with EXP. So I was just so happy and excited.
And I think you're touching something that it's so important because even if you were like, maybe whoever you're coming from a different background, I went through that and I've been in the US for a very long time too. Like, I got here in 2001. So I feel like we've been here almost the same time. It's going to be 25 years. I can't even believe that.
I know.
But but even coming to like I was working a corporate job and blah blah blah. But when I got into real estate and I started doing videos, which was something I never liked it to do, and I didn't like to hear my voice.
Oh
And
my
then I
God.
was hearing my accent. I feel like it was coming so strong just because it was like I was so over my head. And I was just like, I would have redo the same video like 30 times because I just like, oh, I don't know if they can understand what I'm saying. And so like, I definitely waste a lot of energy and a lot of time because of like, just being inside my head as well, of just like that perfectionism or, what are people gonna say? And then, and you start like sometimes people do give their opinions and they're not nice, like especially when you're getting started. So it doesn't motivate you to do more videos.
Oh my
But
God.
but
Yes.
as you say, like I feel very grateful because from day one I have been able to be, inside of EXP and part of the Wolf Pack. So
Wow.
I got that support, from day one
Day one.
and definitely dove into social media, even though I felt like pathetic. I'm doing it or doing some like videos that sometimes it was not really my personality, but I thought like it's a trend, as you say, it's a trend, go do that funny video. Or I feel like I'm fun, not funny. So I was just like, some of these videos, I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Just for a view or whatever. So we all go through that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the best, as you said, is just like when you come to a community that are doing things that are working, you can like decrease all the learning curve, and just being strategic from the beginning. And so I think, I definitely quick learn a lot of things from, the training that we have with social media that keeps improving year
Yeah.
over year. It's like the best training ever. And I go sometimes to some local seminars I feel like whatever they're teaching, I already know for months just because of how much it's pouring to us, in our community. So yeah, mindset, it's huge. So you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can be a listing agent, which I think a lot of agents in the beginning feels like you have to work with buyers. And there's nothing wrong of working with buyers, but it's
No.
just like, you don't need to put yourself in a box, right? Just because you
Mhm.
knew and you've been so successful. I know you like you're like now became like the IG queen, the IG coach. You're like coaching other agents to be able to just have the same result and success that you had in social media, because it is crazy. I feel like part of my deals today comes from social media. I still reach out a lot to my sphere, just being local in the same area for a long time, so I do know a lot of people. But so I'm constantly trying to stay top of mind, but I feel like social media makes me really top of mind because they're seeing my videos every single day, a post for me. So they can choose to work with someone else, but they will think about me. That's always been my motto. Like, you know
That's the thing. Exactly. It's so simple, right? They're going to think of you when they need it,
yeah,
because
yeah,
you're gonna that's your job. That's my thing. Now, when I post something, your job is to show up every day. Every day. Don't tell me you don't have time,
yep,
because I mean, what helped me, Amanda, is after realizing all these mistakes that I was doing, because I social media takes time, right? If you don't use it wisely,
mm-hmm,
you're scrolling, you're looking for a trend audio, but it gets you sucked in, and then you have to create your content. I get it. It takes time. So those are the mistakes I made. Then when what helped me was to just be myself. I
mm-hmm,
started being myself. I actually started showing up what I was doing. I was showing up from the moment I'm getting ready, make getting my makeup on in my outfit, and I'll show my outfit, leaving the house, and just saying, on my way to find your dream home. Boom, a reel is done. You
yep,
know, like in when I realized that when you are authentic, when you are yourself, that's what people likes. That's when my followers started like just growing. I went from zero when I created my Instagram account to 10,000. I remember I was crying in my car and I made a reel about it because I was like, wow, look what I just did organically. Like I was so happy, and I was just thinking of that Angie when I started, with so many doubts and in zero confidence and limiting beliefs. And I'm like, oh my God, everything is possible. And it's not like I'm superwoman and top producer, but it's a celebration, it's a win. Going from zero to 10,000 followers. Oh my God, yes, I was so happy, and I had to tell everybody, look what I've done, look what it's possible, just by being yourself and showing up consistently. And let's talk about showing up consistently. There was a time where my Gigi ended up in the hospital. We were
mm-hmm,
at the hospital. It was one of Gigi has epilepsy, so she had a seizure and bite her tongue, and it was bad. So we had to be there for days, and I did not miss a reel. I
wow,
posted from the hospital. I got a lot of hate. A lot of people posted something like, "Who's that
mm-hmm,
girl on the back?" And I said, "You know what? I'm taking care of my business. I don't care. I'm taking care of my business, and I know I had to play the game with the algorithm."
mm-hmm,
Because Gigi was taken care of. We were in the hospital. She was taken care of. I have to keep going with my business. So I kept posting, posting, posting with the same content, the same message, which was just, like giving buyers tips. I don't even know what was that. And I remember that I was on next to her bed. She's already sleeping, and it's really late. I'm very tired. I already filmed the video, but I have to put a lot of numbers in there. I was talking about down payment and the taxes and the homeowners association. I put all that in the reel. I remember that night because I was tired.
Mm.
And I got so many views and so many comments and so many like haters and keep talking. Talk good, talk bad, but keep talking
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
going to help me. And yeah, and that's what I did, honey, and I connected with people and then my leads started coming in through Instagram. And
Well,
that's my
and
story.
I think that's so beautiful. One, you say one, you have been so consistent, and you had all the reasons in the world to take a break, right? But you knew the commitment that you made to yourself, and you're building something, and you don't want to lose the momentum, right? Because it's so easy in this business to lose the momentum. You start, oh, this is going to be my lead generation, or whatever it may be. You do 1 week, you do 2 weeks, it's great, and then the third week you miss a day. Before you know, you miss the whole week because of one day, right? And it's just like you need to be able to be committed or to get back to it like immediately, when you notice you going down. And don't start beating yourself up. And I know we can do that. Beat yourself up, but do the work because you will pay off, as you said, right? I mean, like, you will pay off. And sadly, today on social media, you get both, right? You get the good and you get the bad. And that's
Yes.
something that it's outside of our control. There's a lot of people out there that are not loving life, and they thrive into being negative in other people's pages and businesses and other things. Usually, the ones saying something, they're not doing anything with their lives or making choices. Because if they want to help, they would DM you privately and say, "Hey,
True.
I
True.
would, give you some insights. Maybe if you did this and this and this is gonna help you, right? You
Yep.
don't see people posting that on your comments and like, let me give you all these steps that is gonna help you, take your account or your business to the next level. It's usually sometimes the other side, or just people that obviously are cheering and love you and all of that. So I
Yeah.
feel like, if you're getting haters, it means you're doing something right.
Oh,
They're
I got
jealous.
a lot of haters, especially because I moved from California and people here in Texas, there's a thing where they didn't like Californians. So
Mhm.
what my posts were about why, like 5 reasons to move from California to Austin, things like that. And people were like, get out of here. Da, 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 da.
Oh my
It's
gosh, that's
so
hilarious.
funny. It's okay. It's okay. I handle it pretty well. But I realized, oh, okay, this is what brings the views. Well,
Yeah.
let's make more of those.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the end of the day, you're trying to get the people to move here anyway. So,
Yeah, yeah.
that's whatever it takes. So I know you've been in the business now for a few years. And as I said, like, you took very serious the whole social media with training, and then, training others, building community, like just having a vision for it, which I think, like, as I say, like, you're fantastic. I feel like as far as being authentic, you really took that serious, and I feel like you're attracting the people that wants to work with you, which is the whole point, right? Being yourself and authentic in social media. So talk a little bit about your community. I know you're like more making them like more Hispanic, and then also for women. Is that correct? Am I saying that correct? Like, just I'd love to hear a
Well,
little bit about that one specific community that you're doing personally.
okay. So last year, I started having a switch. I was doing really good with my production. I was very happy. 2024, I did amazing. And 2025 starts and I keep getting, obviously deals in leads. But I started getting the idea of agent attraction. Like,
Mhm.
what if I start, because during that time, my first year, I'm gonna say agents started like following me because they saw my growth. They from Keller Williams, they were like, Angie, you're doing so good. What is going on? I'm like, EXP. I mean, it's my training. It's my wolf pack group.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
do you want me to tell you? And so they started coming in and follow me. So right now I have 13 agents that I didn't even try. So
Mhm.
I started having that mindset shift and I'm like, what if I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because yes, it was a wonderful year, 2024. That was my first full year with EXP, but it was also quite stressful. You
Mm-hmm.
know, especially weekends with Gigi was very hard because I only have one babysitter lady that helped me. It has, and she has been my absolutely angel, you know. And so, you know, when you have listings, you have to do open houses, and I tried to get other agents to do it, and so I have to have to make it happen, but it was
Yep.
quite stressful. So I thought shifting between, you know, production to agent attraction. So I completely changed my content from searching for buyers and sellers to agent attraction. I
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, when am I going to do that? How am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to give them tips. Do this, you know, like things that work for me. So, and then I started thinking, kind of like niching down to Spanish ladies, you know, Spanish speaking ladies. So I'm like, you know, somebody just like me, somebody that think that they cannot do it, and you know what, doesn't matter the age, you know, you can get your license, and this is what happened to me. I'm like living proof of that. So I'm like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna create a community. So just for social media realtor queens. So I'm gonna call it like, you know, the reinas, the queens. So that was pretty recent. I probably, it's been like, I'm gonna say 4 months now that I started that. Not by my own. I have a group of people that is helping me. Um, During this time, I've been moving, Amanda. I've been moving. Like I have to leave my rental. We moved to my land. My land was is not finished, you know, like developed. We didn't have this house that you can see right now finished 2 months ago. I have to live in a trailer for 2 months. So when I started this community, it's all this happening. I had to pack a house. So it hasn't been launched the way I want it to be launched yet, you know. But I've been recording. So I'm ready to do that, except that now I'm changing it for everybody because I realized, okay, maybe niching down too much is too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gave a lot of entrance for free to a lot of ladies because I wanted to talk to them and see, okay, tell me what you need. Tell me what is your pain
Mm-hmm.
so I can help you. But I realized my downline, my agents, they were like asking me, what about us? I don't speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a light bulb in my head. And I said, okay, you know what? I should do this for everybody. Even though we have such a beautiful, you know, uh, angel called Mike Sherrard that he already created everything for us.
Yep.
Honestly, the Social Agent Academy is amazing. The AI Accelerator now, the Agent Attraction playbook. I mean, we have it all. I wanted to have my value proposition, so I wanted to create something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been doing. It has not been smooth, um, but that's my plan. Okay, I have my community of ladies, but I'm gonna open it for everybody, and that's gonna be my little contribution. Like here, all
Yeah.
I want is you to learn what worked for me.
I
And
love that. And like even when you're trying to figure out, like, it's the same thing when you're trying to figure out, like, well, I want to work with buyer or seller, but now you're on the other side, right? Like, how do I only want to look with people that are in my community, or do I want to do something out across the US, or do I want to global, right? So there's just so many ways that you can go. And I really don't think there is wrong or right, but
no,
and just keep going. It's just the beginning stages, and the fact that you actually even have the vision to build a community, it's a lot of work. I mean, I say that because I've done that, and I'm doing that, and it is a lot of work. So it feels like it's more than a full-time job.
it
So
is.
give yourself some grace, give time, and I know you're going to do well because you have so much to teach. Like, you grow so fast, all of those things. There will be a lot of agents that will want to learn from you now that you opening this door of like, more of a coach and helping out, giving ideas and tips that they can use in their market. And it doesn't matter where they're located. Everything is gonna work. And this is kind of, as you
Absolutely.
say, like it's the beauty of like, the community that we have, being part of the Wolf Pack. Like I'm in Seattle, you're in Austin, and we are collaborating, we're learning from each other. We're hearing from someone today that it was, from a training that it's in Canada. So like the community is so strong, and this is something that we always talked about in here, as I doing these interviews, just like the community you will change your life, because you're gonna be so motivated, you will see what other people are doing, and you want to grow. I feel like if you're part of this team, you want to grow, and you're learning from the best of the best that are actually doing the work today. It's not even someone that did the work 20 years ago. Like, no, they doing that work, whatever they're teaching today. And so I definitely encourage, if you're watching us today and you want to learn more about Wolfpack, or EXP, we'll love to get on a call, with the two of us. We have different, tactics and different things that have helped us in our businesses. And that's the beauty in here, with EXP. You can actually have, people in different markets helping you, even if you're not either in Seattle or Austin, it doesn't matter, but we can still help you, grow your business, whatever help you need for your production, or maybe you are interested to doing something similar like we are with the, agent attractions as well. But I'm going to be having Angie's information all on the description, so you can follow her and, link up with us, schedule a call, because we'll love to help and connect. And as we're wrapping up, Angie, like, what are some of the things? I know you're figuring out the community, but as I say, like, you're a natural coach. Like, you're a natural leader, because the fact that you want to help others succeed, I feel like that doesn't come naturally for a lot of people, So that is a natural thing that you're having you as a leader. And we all continue to develop that, as we go. But, just kind of, we're starting the year 2026. People might still be fearful of the whole Instagram. We'll just use that as an example for today. Just putting themselves out there. Like, what was something that kind of just helped you be authentic, to yourself, and, as you post?
I honestly just put my camera down and started filming. I
Mhm.
have I have videos of me playing with Gigi, just dragging Gigi on a towel. My husband working in something, like fixing something. And I'll just put my tripod, and then I'm just doing that. And I would use that footage to do, you want a home for your family, like you're looking for a house with a big backyard, just like that. That's what I mean. Like more organic than that doesn't exist. Just honestly, you just have to show up every day on social media. Just start. It doesn't need to be perfect. It'll get better because thanks to our, wonderful training, but that's what I did and that's what worked. People like watching that. People connects to people, to real people, not beautiful makeup done. And let me give you a tip about down payment, and we all did that, we all did that, the makeup and everything, and of course we have to put makeup on because it makes you feel better, but I
Mhm.
have videos where I didn't care and I'm just showing up while I'm serving coffee and you just playing behind me, things like that. Like just be yourself, but start recording. That's my best advice. Start now. Mike have done it. Well, have say it right when he says it's better done than perfect.
Absolutely. I would agree more with you, because when I look back, I was definitely looking for the perfect. And when you're trying that hard, it takes so much time. But when you just, like, as you say, authentic, you're doing things with family and friends, or, like you're sitting at an open house, like, don't waste time. If nobody's coming through the door, record yourself, right?
Oh
I
my
mean,
God, those
do
are the best time.
something.
I used to like the even that. I enjoy my my open houses when nobody will show up, but I had so much time to create content.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, showtime.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I am so grateful for all the things that you've done, for finding time, because I know there's always a lot, but I know that I can't wait. We will do this again in a year. We're gonna do this again in a year because we always are growing, and I know that you're gonna have even more to share and where you're at, because I think that's what it's all about. These calls is just like showing, like, hey, there are struggles, but you can make a choice to stay there or to move on. And then also you have, having that community just to helping you sometimes brainstorm, like, what am I thinking about my business? Where do I want to go next? This is some of my ideas. And you know what? I commend you for trying. You had a vision and you thought, oh, women, Latina, only
Mhm.
this is, your heart was there, right? And you
Yeah.
went and tried it and you're like, you know what? I'm not only attracting Latinas, I'm attracting other people that speak other languages. I'm attracting, guys as well. So I need to do something that is broader. So that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That just shows again that you're growing and you're learning and you're being a leader. You're hearing the feedback from your people and you're making changes. So
Thank you, honey. Thank
of
you.
course, of course. Well, thank you so much for your time again. This was so lovely. I always feel like I get to know a little bit more about the people that I speak with, and today wasn't different. So thanks for sharing your heart. Thanks for being amazing, and much, much success for you.
Thank you, honey. Likewise, and please join us. Come and join us. Just feel our
Yes,
wonderful Latin energy, Amanda
that's
and
right.
Angie.
That's right. There's no room here for being depressed. We're just
Yep.
like, the energy is up high.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amanda.
You're welcome. Thanks, everybody. Bye.